Good morning students, welcome back to video class 2. In the previous video class, we have discussed some of the basic definitions from the first module, and also we have discussed some important terms that comes under the module 2. From the first module, we have discussed the basic definition of linear programming and what actually the objective function is, and what do you mean by linear constraint, what is feasible solution, and what actually the linear programming problems. Everything you have discussed in the previous video class, and also you have discussed some important terms from the model 2. Those two terms are slack variable and surplus variables, and also I told definition of those two along with where to use slack variable and when to use surplus variable also you have discussed. Once again I'll go into details regarding the slack variable and surplus variable. Suppose if you consider any LPP problem, there if the constant has sign less than equal to sign, then in order to make it an equal, you are going to add some positive value to the left hand side. That positive value is called slack variable. That slack variable is going to convert your less than equal to sign into equal sign. That is called slack variable. Similarly, suppose in LPP the constant has greater than equal to sign, then some positive value you are going to subtract from the left hand side of the constant in order to convert your greater than equal to sign into equal sign. That positive value which is going to be subtracted in the left hand side of the constant is called surplus variable. And also I told some of the important methods we will going to discuss in module 2 for solving linear programming problems. Those methods are simplex method, big M method, dual simplex method. And also I told while solving the problems using simplex method, the standard form of LPP also should you have to create for that. Suppose the given LPP problem will be there, no, that we need to convert into standard form. Then you are going to solve that problem using simplex method. Now we are going to discuss what is the standard format for solving the LPP using simplex method. Just look into this one. Already I have discussed in last video class the standard form of LPP for simplex method. See, in any LPP problem when you are going for deals with simplex method, you have to see whether the given objective function is maximization or minimization. Here maximization only thing will be carried out. If it is a minimization, then we need to convert that into maximization by multiplying here. That will be converted into maximization by multiplying -1 to the objective function. Then it will become maximization problem. Next point is that you have to remember here all the constants should be converted into equations logically by applying some mathematical techniques. Just now I told whenever you have a constant greater than equal to or less than equal to, that we need to convert into equal sign by applying slack and surplus variables. Next, the right hand side of all inequalities should be non-negative. Nothing but in constant after greater than equal to sign, the things will become, those are called RHS values. That RHS value should be always positive. If it in case negative, that will be converted into positive by multiplying -1. Just you look at here, you have made that one also. See here, in order to make here, in this case 5x1 plus x2 greater than equal to -7 is there. This thing should be positive now. In order to make that positive, I need to multiply -1 for that. If you multiply -1, the values become -5x minus x2 less than equal to 7. Now it has become 7. These are the things we need to remember, and we need to convert our LPP problem into standard form of LPP for solving using simplex method. Now in this video class, we are going to solve this problem using simplex method. Okay, just consider LPP problem they have given. No issue, directly they have given maximization problem. We don't need to convert anything here. That is maximization z is equal to 3x1 plus 2x2, which is constant to x1 plus x2 less than equal to 4. Similarly, x1 minus x2 less than equal to 2, where x1, x2 always greater than equal to 0. See, this is the LPP problem they have given. And first step you have to look after whenever the problem is given is whether it is a maximization or minimization. Now it is maximization. no issue for converting anything here. Directly go for second step. What do you mean? Next second step is convert your inequality signs into equal signs now from the constraint. Okay, now I am doing now. What is the constraint here? First constraint here, x1 plus x2 less than equal to 4. Now whenever you are having sign less than equal to sign, then I told you are supposed to use slack variable. Slack variable is nothing but the positive value that we need to add it to the left hand side of the constraint in order to convert your less than equal to sign into equality sign. That's why you see here x1 plus x2 plus s1 is equal to, it has become 4 now. Similarly, same thing here. Sign is given, again it will be sign of less than equal to sign. Again you can add one more slack variable, that is s2 I have added. It become x1 minus x2 plus s2 is equal to 2. It has become, where variables like x1, x2, s1, s2 all are greater than or equal to 0. And one more thing you have to remember, that how many slack variables that you are going to add up in the constraint, those variables you need to add to the objective function, but where the coefficient of slack variables will be always considered as 0. Just here maximizations here, maximum z is equal to 3x1 plus 2x2 plus 0s1 plus 0s2. Always how many slack variables that we are going to be added, whether to be added in the constraint, those things should be added to the objective function. With for that always the quotient values will be 0. Okay, this is the second step we need to remember. Next we'll go for creation of table. This is very much important. Now how create it here, just to observe the row 1, how I have created now row 1. What is c suffix o I have written there? Just observe row 1, c suffix o, it is nothing but quotient of all the variables in the objective function. Quotient of c suffix o, it means coefficient of all the variables in the objective function. That means maximum z is equal to, that is called objective function. In that row I have written all the coefficients values I have written. For x1 the quotient will be 3. Similarly for x2 2, s1 s2 will be obviously 0. Just now I told those values will be always 0 when you are adding to the objective functions. Okay, now just you observe the row 2 now. Okay, row 2 nothing but basic variables. Those are what? Basic variables. The basic variables. And just you go for next one, c suffix bo I have written. What is the meaning of that one? This stands for the quotient of basic variable in the objective functions. In the objective functions, c suffix o nothing but coefficient of all the variables in the objective functions, whereas c suffix bo nothing but coefficient of basic variables in the objective functions. Quotient of basic variables here. For 3 variable is what? x1 I have written now. For 2 x2. For 0 s1 and 0 s2 I have written. Understood? The basic variable will always you are going to take as s1 and s2 will be considered as a basic variable. Those are called slack variables. Understood? Row 2 bv nothing but basic variable. C bo under suffix bo nothing but coefficient of basic variables in the objective functions. And in that row I have mentioned x1 x2 x1 and s2. Okay, next you observe row 3 now. Row 3 nothing but here. Now observe row 3. Here row 3 is made up of first constraint, while row 4 is made up of second constraint. Okay, now see here in row 3 row you observe row I have in under BV column, the basic variable I have written s1. Okay, and cbo nothing but quotient of basic variables there. Okay, na? In along row 3 values I have written s1 will be s1 value will be 0, that will have written here. And for constraint here, for constraint value how much in here? For first constraint x1 coefficient will be 1. Similarly for x2 the quotient will be 1, and s1 is coefficient will be 1 and s2 will be 0. For first constraint, the R3 will going to representing first constraint row, and whereas R4 is representing second constraint. Now for second constraint for basic variable, what is the coefficient that we need to write down now. Okay, similarly here for an s1 s1 divide, see for s1 objective function it will be 0 and it will be 0 I have written. See here, next you go for third column here, that is x1 under row column. Just you observe row 4 here under x1 column, objective functions here, the basic coefficient will be for 1, for x1 it will be 1, similarly for x2 minus 1 will be there, and s1 is not present here, that's why I have written 0, and for s2 its value will be 2, and here RHS nothing but constant value. R3 representing, one more time I am going to repeat you, R3 representing first constraint while R4 is made up of second constraint. Understood? In R3 where I have written s1 variable will be here in objective function 0, for row 4 s2 value also 0 I have written. Okay, whereas in x1 x2 s1 s2 column, just you observe in R3 R4 column I have written the first constraint coefficients, that is for x1 what is the coefficient 1, similarly for x2 1, similarly for s1 1, for s2 is absent I have written 0 and its constant value is 4 and I have written. Similarly just observe R4 here, for R4 that means it representing your second constant value, and for second constant x1 coefficient is 1 and x2 minus 1 and s1 is not present, that's why I have written 0 and s2 is 1, its constant value or RHS value will be 2. Okay, now once you have created this, then we go for, now once you have written R3 R4 value you have filled, now you go for R5, that is Z equation. How to calculate that Z equation, that is very much important. Why means, if the Z equation if you calculated, if all the values what you got under S1 column, S2 column, similarly x1 and x2 column, if all are positive, then the solution will become completed. If Z equation if it contains negative values, then iteration you need to be carried out. That's why Z equation, you see in simplex method, the Z equation if you got all the values under x1 column, x2 column, s1 column, s2 column positive, you stop it here and write the solution for that. If it is got negative, you need to go for iteration for further process. Okay, Z equation, how to calculate Z equation, that is summation of, okay, CBO, I told C suffix BO nothing but quotient of basic variables in the objective function into xi, nothing but xy column minus quotient of objective function. For example, see how I have written here Z equation, how you have got minus 3 minus 2 0 0 here. Just for example I have shown 0, say B C suffix BO, 0 into 1 plus 0 into 1 minus coefficient of function, objective function is minus 3. If you do it, you will get minus 3. Similarly you go for 0 into 1 plus 0 into minus 1 minus 2, that is coefficient of objective function minus 2, it become minus 2. Similarly you go for 0 into 1 plus 0 into 0 0 and top it will be 0 0. Similarly for you go for next 0 into 0 plus 0 into 1 minus, it will be for s2 the objective function coefficient is 0, it will become 0. See, this is how we are going to calculate Z equation. If Z equation if you got positive, you stop it here, you take the values of RHS, nothing but s1 is equal to 4, s2 is equal to 2 and do the calculation and solve. But it will not be, now you what the value you got now, it is negative values. Now you need to go for further calculation. Now after got Z equation, what is the next step? The next step is to what now? The next step is what to? You need to go for entering, you need to calculate for entering column and leaving row. Entering column and leaving row. How to calculate that one? For entering column, now you need to calculate for entering column. Now just you in that search for maximum negative value in that. In Z equation, search for maximum negative value. Maximum negative value is chosen. In that maximum negative value, the corresponding column now becomes the entering column. Understood or not? In Z equation, just now I told the formula for how to calculate Z equation. Summation of CBO into xi minus CO. CBO nothing but quotient of basic variable in objective function. Xi nothing but the values is corresponding to xy column, and minus of quotient of objective function. Okay, if you example I told how to calculate in Z equation, select maximum negative value. In that maximum negative value is what? -3. That column will become now entering column. The corresponding becomes entering column. If case there is no negative elements in the Z equation, it means that the problem has been solved and solution is identified now. Understood? Now you go for that column is called key column. Just I have marked columns here, that is key column. Similarly for finding out living row now. Living row. For calculation of living row, what you have to do is now for calculating living row, you need to calculate ratio for that. So value which is corresponding to column xy column, in that one, what is the value is there? 1 will be there. See, just to observe R3 row under xy column, what is the value now? We have got 1 value. That will going to be divided in RHS column. RHS, that means 4 divided by 1. Just to observe the ratio column, there I made 4 by 1 is equal to 4. Similarly, observe R4 row, there the value also in our marked circle there, no, that is called key column. In that key column, the row I just you observe, there the value will be what? 1. That will be going to be divided in RHS value, that is 2 by 1, that is equal to 2. Suppose if you have a value under R3 row under xy column, suppose if you have a 2, it becomes 4 by 2 is equal to 2. Suppose if, so similarly for R4 row under x1 column, if it is as 2 means 2 by 2 equal to 1. Now with for the both the in R3 and R4 row under x1 column, that is in key column, both the values will be 1 and 1. That will be divided under corresponding RHS values. Then the ratio become 4 and 2 now. Okay. In that you need to select least positive value. In that you need to select least positive value. Then in that least positive value is what now? Now after ratio has made, you got 4 and 2. In that least positive value, or you can say least non-negative value, you have to select. What is the least value here? Both are positive, no issue. In both the cases, nothing but you are considering only for when you are going for selecting key row, just you need to select only non-negative value, nothing positive value. In the among 4 and 2, which is the least 2, then entire row you need to mark now. That row is called key row. That is what? Key row. That key row is nothing but that is my living row. X1 now, the X1 column is entering, and S2 row is become now living row. Okay, and the intersection point will be there, no, that's here for both the things. It will be key element will be there. Key element which is the intersection of the entering column and living row is nothing but the key element here. My key element is what now? 1. I have written here. My key element is what now? 1 now. Understood? See, this is the first step now. In the first step, again I am going to repeat you. The first row is meant for coefficient of objective function. Okay, in coefficient of objective functions, what now? 3, 2, 0, 0. Next, second row, the basic variable will be there. Always the basic variables you need to write is under R3, R4. You need to write under basic column. You need to write always slack variables. You need to write. Okay, and C suffix B1, I think quotient of basic variables in objective function. Okay, here next the objective basic quotient of basic variables will x1, x2, s1, s2 will be there, and R3, R4 representing the first constraint, second constraint, and its corresponding coefficient values will be, you need to representing should be there. We are represented here. Then we are going to calculating Z equation. I told Z equation nothing but summation of CBO into xi minus CO, and also examples also I have done here. After calculating Z equation, if the Z equation all the values will be positive, then the solution is completed. Then you go for getting the value. Suppose if you got Z equation negative values, we need to wait and you go for further calculation. For further calculation, in the Z equation, the maximum negative value you need to choose, and that entire column becomes key column for us. And in order to calculate key row for us, then under key column, okay, the row will be there, no, R3 row, under x1 column value will be 1. That one value you need to be divided by RHS, something about 4 will be there. 4 divided by 1 you need to do, that become ratio is 4. Similarly for fourth row under x1 column value will be 1, that will be divided in nothing but RHS will be divided by that particular value, that is 2 by 1 equal to 2. In order to calculate key row, you have to select least non-negative value, that is among these two, 4 and 2, 2 is the least non-negative value, that entire row will be called key row. Now here x1 is going to called as a entering column and s2 will be going to called as a leaving row. Understood? Now this is how we are going to calculate. Now in the next table, here instead of writing s2 you are going to write x1 now. Just you observe here. See here, quotient of objective function will be as it is written, same returns, it will be remain same, that is 3200, and basic variable also just basic observe basic variable column s1 as it is there, whereas s2 will be leaving now, x1 is entering now. Okay, see here s1 is entering now. Here s2 value will be 0 in objective function, that's why I written 0. Whereas when you write x1 here, that objective function x1 coefficient is how much? 3. That's what I have written 3 here. Understood? And similarly as it is on C, BO, nothing but x1, x2, x1, s2 I have written, and next step is different here. We need to look after here. Okay, that here the leaving row will be there, no? That here R4 value, R4 row here, just look at R4 here for x1. Okay, the quotient of basic variable will be 3, its value will be 3 in objective function, that we have written here. Okay, s1 value will in under basic variable, s1 value in objective function is 0 and x1 value will be 3 in objective function. Now how to create now further values here under R rows? Okay, just under x1 column and x2 column, s1 column, x1 column, x2 column, under R4 how I got the value, just observe here. Key element will be there, no? Key element I got. What is key element? That is intersection. Understood? The element which is at the intersection of the entering column and leaving row will be there, no? That is called key element. In this problem our key element is 1. That 1 will going to be divided, nothing but it will be divided to entire R4 values. If you divide, got the or not, for getting for further next step, in order to create my R4 row, okay, what I am going to do is I am going to select the key element. My key element is 1, that will be divided to all the R4 values, R4 row values. Okay, if you divide it becomes same thing. Now 1 minus 1, 1 by 1, same thing, 1 minus 1 by 1, 1, again 0, 1, 2 by 1, 2. Now how to calculate the values of R3 now? To find the values of R3, okay, now see here, for calculating of entering column it is very easy. What you have to do, select the key element. Okay, that key element will going to be divided to all the row values, that becomes entering column values, entire row values. But calculating for further rows, nothing but for example here R3 values, then we have a separate formula for us. Now how I got the values of R3 values, that is in under column x1 0, under column x2 2, s1 1, s2 minus 1 and RHS 2. Oh, now for that calculation of R3 values, now these are the new values you need to enter here. The formula will be what? Old value minus corresponding key column into corresponding key row value divided by key element. Understood? The formula is what? Old value minus corresponding key column value into corresponding key row value divided by key element. It's nothing but here old values here. I am calculating the values of R3 now, nothing but x1, x2, s1, s2 values under R3 row. Understood? See here, initially in the first step, see here, initially before in the first table my R3 values under x1, x2, s1, s2 will be 1, 1, 1, 0. But just to observe second table, the values will be changed now. 0, 2, 1, minus 1, it has changed now. How I got This is the formula for calculating now old value. See, before going for second, what is actually the value of x1 below variable? Nothing but R3 value is 1. Okay, now 1 is there. Previous value is 1 now. I have written 1 minus corresponding key column. Key column what? Corresponding key column. That itself is a key column for us. Okay, 1. I have written 1 into corresponding key row. Key row now what? For below, exactly below. Key row is what? Exactly below 1. Yes or no? That below is 1 now. That's 1. Key element is 1. If you do it, you're going to get 0. That's what I have written in 0 here in second column. Similarly for x2 below, I have written 2 under R3 row. Yes or no? Now, how I got 2 now? Old value is now under x2 here 1. Here 1 into key column is now, key column value is now 1 will be there. See, for key column will be common for it, is be common, it is 1 will be for entire row. Similarly for 1 will be for R row. Here my key column will fix for R3 values. Okay, now old value is 1 now, key column is 1 into corresponding key row. For corresponding key row, just row, just to observe 1 you are written now. Corresponding below, what is the value? -1. Okay, my key element will be common. Okay, now -1 into 1, it will become 1 plus 1 2. That's why I have written 2 here. Similarly go for calculation of S1 now. Old value is now 1. Okay, and corresponding key column will see, key column will be 1 and key row will be here 0. Key row will be 0 into 1. If you do it, you are going to get 1. Okay, similarly go for S2 now. S2 previous value will 0. Corresponding key column 1. Corresponding key row is 1. Similar 2. Similarly for RHS value, just to observe RHS value. Old RHS value is what? 4. Corresponding key volume 1 into corresponding key row is what now? 2. If you do it, you are going to get 2 now. Understood? Here, in order to calculate the new values for R3 for second column, just we need to go for the formula called old value minus corresponding key column into corresponding key row value divided by key element. Nothing but corresponding key column will be common for entire rows. For all the values it is 1. Similarly for all the second column, so if you go for second row, for it's having common for column values. Okay, so this is how calculated. I have written now. Now you go for searching for Z equation now. You know Z equation, summation of CBY. I already told what is C suffix B1, nothing but quotient of basic variable in objective function into xi values minus quotient of objective function, that is called C suffix O. Now, if you do it 0 into 0, 0, 3 1 to here 3 into 1. Okay, now 3 into 1 I have done here, 3 into 1. The formula I already told here. Here similarly go for summation 0 into 0, 0, 3 into 1, 1, 3 minus 3, 0. Similarly 0 into 2, okay na, plus 3 into -1, -1, -1, 3 minus 2, it become -5 now. Okay, similarly you go for S1 now, 0 into 1, 0, 3 into 0, everything is 0. Similarly 0 into -1 and 3 into 1 and 0, 3 minus 0 equal to 3 now. Okay, now just search for now Z equation. I got again negative values. Again you need to go for same procedure you need to follow until I got Z equation should be positive. All the values should be positive now. Okay, now you go for next table now. Okay, next table. So this is the table again. Same created. Quotient of objective function is 3201. Okay, now for in order to replace now entering, which one is going to enter in column now, which one you need to leaving row. Now again with same procedure what I have done, same procedure you need to carry out now. Okay, now here in that equation which is having maximum negative value, that you need to select, that entire column become entering column. Now you need to calculate now leaving row, then corresponding column, entering column will be there, nothing but your key column will be there. No, corresponding key column under R3 what value will be there? See a key column because now x2 is my key column now. Okay, under R3 under x2 column my element will be 2. for the 2 is going to be divided for RHS now. Okay, now see, this is why what you are going to do is for calculation for getting my leaving row. Okay, now for R3 under key column, that is x2 is my key column now. Okay, that value is now 2. That 2 is going to be divided to RHS. 2 by 2 is equal to 1. Similarly, minus 1, that will be divided to RHS value, that is 2. 2 minus 2, nothing. Here you need to select for key row, you need to select least non-negative value. For key column, you need to select maximum negative value. Okay, here non-negative value is 1. Then that entire R3 or see S1 column or R3 row or S1 row will be there, no? That now will become leaving row, whereas X2 will become now entering column. Okay, now I am going to replacing that now. Just observe here, coefficient of objective function 320 will be there, no? Under basic variable column, just to observe, S1 will be replaced by X2 now. S1 will be replaced by X2 and its quotient will be in objective function is what now for x2 will be 2. That's why I am writing now. Okay, now corresponding here basic variable is now what x2, its value will be 2 in objective function, that I am going to return. I written here 2 now. Understood? See, after calculation, after finding out of your key column and key row, now you need to select key element, that is, it is the intersection of key row. Now what is here from this table, key element will be 2. Understood? Now again you go for entering your x2 and leaving of s1 now. X2 and x1 I have written now, and again same thing here, go for here for the row which is leaving now, that value will going to now added. X2 will be again replaced. How to I got now? See here, the key element will be there, no? That key element is what now for entire R3 row. In that key element is 2. That 2 will going to be now divided for entire row values now. Okay, now for R3, just to observe R3 row, under x1 it will be 0 as it is, 0 by 2, 0 will be there. Again under R3 row, x2 value will be 2 by 2, 1. Okay, similarly for s1 value under R3, 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2, and for RHS under R3 row, RHS will be okay, now 2 by 2, if you do it you will going to get 1. Now for x1, nothing but R4 values is going to be calculated. Again same formula I told, old value minus corresponding key column value into corresponding key row value divided by key element. My key element is 2 now. Okay, now old value, what is my old value now? 1. Okay, see here, just observe the table, my R4 under x1, that is my old value minus corresponding key column. Key column is corresponding key column is what now? Minus 1. Key column now it become common for all the values in R4 values now. Minus 1 into corresponding key row above. What is the row above? Minus 1 above will be the what row? What now? 2. That 2 will be there divided by 2. If you do it, you will going to get. You will going to get now. Sorry. So here 1 will be there. So I am talking about x2. Sorry, I am talking about x1 now. No, x1 old value will be now 1. Sorry, minus corresponding key column will be minus 1, and above row will be 0 divided by key element is 2. If you do it, you are going to get 1. Okay. Similarly, go for second x2 now. X2 element under R4 now. Original value is old value is now minus 1 minus corresponding key column its value only. Corresponding row value is for above 2 is there divided by 2. If you do it, you will get 0 for that. Similarly, go for S1 under R4 value, it will be 0 old value minus corresponding key column, it is common, minus 1 into corresponding row. Key row will be what? Key row will be 1 value. If you divide by key element, if you do it 1 by 2. Similarly, for S2 under R4 value, 1 will be there minus corresponding key minus 1 into corresponding key row value, that is minus 1 divided by 2, you will get 1 by 2. Similarly, for RHS value, the old value will be 2 and corresponding key element will minus 1 into corresponding key row is 2. If you do it, you are going to get 3. Yes or no? You get. See, this is how you are going to get R4 values, new R4 values for that. Now you go for again same procedure, go for Z equation, calculation of Z equation. If you do Z equation, 2 into 0, 0, 3 into 0 0, okay, sorry, 2 into 0 0, 3 into 1 3, minus of CO value it will be 0. Okay, similarly for calculation Z equation, 2 into 1 and 3 into 0, 2 minus, it will become 2, minus of CO value is now 2, it becomes 0 now, and 2 into 1 by 2 1, okay, now if you do plus 3 into 1 by 2, okay, if you do it, you're going to get 5 by 2, minus CO value will be 0. Okay, anyway, next 2 into minus 1 by 2 will go to minus 1, and 3 into 1 by 2, if you get the values, you're going to get 1 by 2. Understood? Now just you observe now Z equation, all my Z equation values will be positive now or 0. If you get positive or 0, then you stop it here and go for getting the solution here. Since all the elements in the Z equation are greater than or equal to 0, non-negative, solution stage is reached now. Now how to get the values solution for this now? Always here, just look at the RHS value, those corresponding you need to calculate. For x2 value, for row x2, R3 and R4, just you observe R3 and what is the x2 value you need to take? X2 value you need to take RHS column, there 1 will be there. So, okay, x2 value for R4 row, x1 value under RHS column will be 3. These two you need to take, and that those two things will going to be substituted in your objective function. My objective function is now 3x1 plus 2x2. x1 value will be now how much now? X1 value will be 3, and x1, if you do it, you're going to get 11. My objective function, the maximization function will be value will be 11. See, this is how we need to calculate the LPP using simplex method. Understood? See, if you have any doubt regarding this, please comment, and wherever you feel difficulty, just intimate, so that I will going to clarify in the next video class. Thank you.